Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we're going to be discussing the recently announced HBO Harry Potter TV series. For those who live under a rock, the announcement of a new Harry Potter HBO series made headlines all around the world this week. Following speculation in early April, Warner Bros. Discovery finally put the rumors to rest on April 12th by confirming their plans for a brand new Harry Potter series based on the best-selling novels. This announcement occurred during a presentation to press and investors. "We are delighted to give audiences the opportunity to discover Hogwarts in a whole new way," said HBO CEO Casey Bloys in a statement. "Harry Potter is a cultural phenomenon, and it's clear there is such an enduring love and thirst for the wizarding world. Each season will be authentic to the original books and bring Harry Potter and these incredible adventures to new audiences around the world, while the original, classic and beloved films will remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally." Along with the announcement came a teaser trailer posted to HBO's official Twitter, including the words, "Your Hogwarts letter is here. Max has ordered the first ever #Harry Potter scripted television series, a faithful adaptation of the iconic books, #Stream on Max." And while I'm excited about the new show, there does seem to be one question that keeps re-entering my mind. Who's going to be in it? Part of this will depend entirely on what direction the show takes. If the show does in fact deep dive into each of the books, as has been reported, then there are certainly going to be a lot of big shoes to fill. However, if they decide to give us a new perspective of the wizarding world, and introduce a multitude of new main characters that are sprinkled in amongst known characters, then I'd imagine casting would come a lot easier. From the sounds of things, it's probably going to be more in line with the former, and that's why today I'm going to be recasting Harry Potter for 2023. Assuming that the series will start with the first book, The Philosopher's Stone, let's start there and recast some of the main characters from the first installment in this series. Let's dive into it. Harry Potter. Harry Potter, the main protagonist from the Harry Potter series, and the famous boy who lived, is the driving force of the Harry Potter movies. Without him, the film ceased to exist, and that's why I can say with conviction that the casting of Harry is crucial to the success of the reboot. For the most part, we're looking at the wizarding world through the lens of Harry, a young boy that discovers his magical heritage quite late in life and has to undergo the trials and tribulations of a newcomer entering the wizarding world. Whoever takes on the role of Harry will have to have an incredibly strong emotional range. The other main consideration when recasting Harry is that whoever reprises the role will be instantly compared to Daniel Radcliffe. Unfair as it may be, this will inevitably happen, so I think it may be best to cast a relatively unknown or fresh actor that has a clean slate. If the announcements are anything to go by, the proposed show is going to have a lot of seasons, which of course means that we'll witness the actors growing up firsthand. Starting from a blank canvas seems like the best option here, even if it may seem like a bit of a gamble. After all, it seemed to work out pretty well for the originals. Hermione and Ron. Bearing what I've just said in mind, I think that this new actor thing would also apply to Hermione, Ron, and, well, just about every child actor, Hogwarts student that's meant to take place in the series. Hiring lesser known actors and allowing them to blossom into the roles seems like the best course of action. It won't be easy to find an Emma Watson or a Rupert Grint, but nobody said remaking Harry Potter would be easy. The same cannot be said, however, for the adult actors. If the Harry Potter films are anything to go by, then an illustrious cast of respected British actors and actresses can certainly do no harm to a film production. The Alan Rickmans, the Ralph Fiennes, the John Hurts and the Maggie Smiths, and their existing acting accolades were all pivotal in ensuring the success of the Harry Potter films. Hagrid. Hogwarts Keeper of Keys and Grounds Rubeus Hagrid is a beloved character from the Harry Potter series, a half-giant with a heart of gold and a deep love for all creatures great and small. With the recent passing of Robbie Coltrane, who played Hagrid over the course of the Harry Potter films, it brings a somber element to Hagrid's recasting. One thing to hold on to, however, is that I imagine Robbie Coltrane himself would be supportive of Hagrid's legacy being continued. As far as recasting, the first person that comes to my mind is Greg Draven, who does an expert impersonation of Hagrid and actually portrayed Hagrid in the Magical Creatures motorbike adventure ride. I was familiarized with Greg when some friends of mine bought me one of his cameos for my birthday. The best part, Greg knew Robbie Coltrane. I think he'd smash the role. Another potential candidate for Hagrid could be Nick Frost, a British actor, writer, and comedian who's perhaps best known for his work with director Edgar Wright and actor Simon Pegg. He's a warm actor with a good sense of comedic timing and a big heart. But one of the detractors for me is that he doesn't appear to have quite the same calm demeanor as Coltrane, often coming across as a bit manic. Another viable option is Mark Addy, an English actor best known for his role as Dave in The Full Monty and King Robert Baratheon in Game of Thrones. Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore was Hogwarts headmaster and the most powerful wizard in the wizarding world. He was originally played by actor Richard Harris, but after Harris tragically passed away in 2002, the role was reprised by actor Michael Gambon. Michael Gambon is still around, and I certainly wouldn't complain if he reprised the role, but I expect that won't happen. Although I suspect there may be a strong temptation from Warner Bros. To cast Jude Law, who played Albus Dumbledore in Fantastic Beasts, I suspect that Law is still too young for the role. One pick for Dumbledore that I saw floating around online was Brian Cox, one of the stars of HBO's hit show Succession. Cox is a 75-year-old classically trained Shakespearean actor with an incredibly wide range in terms of acting ability. He's got the right look, and I think he's about the right age. Adding Brian Cox to the cast would lengthen the long list of existing Shakespearean actors in Harry Potter, which includes Ralph Fiennes, Alan Rickman, Maggie Smith, Kenneth Branagh, and Imelda Staunton, to name a few. Given Cox's proximity to HBO and his Scottish heritage, I think he'd be a great pick. Severus Snape. Severus Snape, Potions Master, tormentor of Harry and Lily Lover, was one of the most iconic grey characters in all of film and was expertly played by the late Alan Rickman. Snape is my favourite character in Harry Potter, so this is a tough one for me to move past. But in the interest of producing the best possible Harry Potter remake, I still want to give it some real thought. The name that I've seen everywhere thus far is Adam Driver, which from a voice, looks and age standpoint would actually fit the 32-year-old Severus Snape. That's his age in Harry's first year quite well. The only problem is that Adam Driver isn't British, and I would have to see some really good examples of his voice work to make any further comments on his casting. Until I've heard his accent, I can't confidently say that he'd work in the role. The next option could be Benedict Cumberbatch. He's loosely the right age, he's an amazing actor, he's got the right range, and he even has a demonstrated ability to do Snape's voice, as shown on Jimmy Fallon. Another option to consider is Tom Hiddleston, who notably plays Loki in the Avengers films. There are some other names that come to my mind, like Tim Roth, Rufus Sewell, and maybe even Christopher Eccleston, but I think they may all just be a bit too old to portray the 32-year-old Snape at this point. At least if the creators of the show want to stay true to the books. In the case of Alan Rickman, they made an exception. With just a few of those main actors out of the way, I'm going to stop myself and ruminate some more on my decisions. I'm curious to see what you all think, and who you'd cast in these iconic roles. Please leave a comment down below with what you think about the show, what you think about my casting decisions, and well, anything else you want to comment about. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.